threes. Put them up. This is for all my little soldiers. I think it's such a world of putting a situation where you never choice. You got a choice. It's been a long time since a nigga showed me love. I'ma make it even if I have to spill a nigga blood. It's been a long time since a nigga showed me love, but I'ma make it even if I have to spill a nigga blood. I'm trapped in crime, I'm pushing nickels and dimes until I lose my mind. Oh, am I wasting my time? I'm bringing bread on the block with them thugs, no love, fresh out of jail, hard to kill, took 2 shots and lived. It ain't my time, I asked the Lord to put the reaper on hold. I know my soul is kinda cold, Pops told me to be bold, and I'm a grown man protected by my set and my whipping. Ain't no regret, earning stripes from them niggas, I'm checking them 15, laying laws like the mayor, calling shots, holding meetings on the block, a young nigga at the top and
yo, what's up, YouTube? This is Talking Crazy 88, back again with another episode for you. It's 4:15 the motherfucking morning. I don't know why I'm up on this beautiful Saturday, early Saturday morning. But I needed to do this video. Let me turn this down for a second. Let me turn this down. That's yeah, it's certainly been a long time. It's going to be a long time for that brother. He's going to be out in 10 years for a murder back in 2001 of a fan and shooting at a nightclub. Caught on video shooting at a nightclub owner and a bouncer. C. Murder. Well, I'm going to talk about mind control music in a minute. But normally I would never, ever put up music like that on my videos. I think music like this is very destructive to the black community. It's certainly this brother C. Murder. He has pretty much lived his music. You know, you live like a thug, and then you want to report thug behavior on your music, and then you end up going to prison at 40 years old. Corey Miller, he's the brother of Master P, Percy Miller, who for years have done music similar to what Corey Miller has been doing. But he decided to just get out of the game and try to do something uplifting and positive. So I'm going to be supporting that brother. Because, like I said, the older you get, the more mature you're going to get. And I think he even mentioned that in one of his interviews, that, you know, you got to grow out of the young mentality, which some of us in the black community has yet to do. We're afraid to do. For some reason, you have 40-year-old men and women acting like they're in their 20s, reckless with their lives, no growth, no maturity. That's why we're behind the 8 ball when it comes to economics and politics. And we're not sophisticated enough. We're not ready for prime time. Like I said before, I'm up at almost 5 in the morning on this beautiful Saturday, early morning. And I wanted to just go ahead and do this Sunday. This is going to be a special edition of the Sunday sermon on Saturday. Where I'm just going to go in on some of the issues that went on this week, and about Christopher Dorner, the brother that was on the run out of California for revenge against the LAPD. Well, excuse me, the LAPD terrorists. because that's what they really are, the terror squad out there when it comes to the black community. Well, not really just black folks. It's just the citizens in general. I'm going to make a wild prediction after I make my commentary about this brother who I think in my mind became a hero and a martyr and a model for black men and the strength of black men who for years internalized racism, who became inferiorized by racism. Whenever you see a white guy or a white man, talking down to you, you bow your head and say, "Yes, master." The only regret is that I wish this brother had some sort of an assistance when he was on the run. Like some of his former military brothers coming in and saving this brother, helping this brother out. Because I wasn't going to help the police out. Fuck the terrorists. Fuck the terror squad. The LAPD terror squad or the New York City police terror squad who terrorize their citizens, innocent citizens. Making the citizens look like they're criminals and letting the criminals behave recklessly against innocent citizens. This is why, if y'all motherfuckers out there who are for gun control, now is not the time for that debate. All right? Because out in Chicago, those punk ass niggas out there, the punk ass terrorists out there, decided not to go ahead and respond to police calls regarding robberies, petty robbery, or robberies in general, break-ins, theft, minor crimes. But the only difference is that out in Chicago, you're not able to get a gun. You're not able to carry and conceal weapons. Get a carry and concealed weapons license like you can in Louisiana, Texas, New Hampshire, Florida, and other states, or Michigan. I think it's very important. I think it's important that citizens actually defend themselves. You can't rely on the police. This is what I've been stressing for years. The police have no obligation to protect citizens. Their obligation is to protect the state, protect the government, protect government officials and the wealthy politicians and businessmen. That's why when I go down to Union Square, down in New York City, below Union Square, down to Wall Street, you see all of these police officers running around doing nothing. Who are they protecting? There are more cops down there than there are in my neighborhood. You ever wondered why? Ever thought to yourself, why, gang? See, you got to get out of that mind control and start using your critical thinking skills, which is lacking not only in the black community, but in America in general. See, I'm a libertarian because I think black folks in general need to get out of that slave mentality. They need to start doing things like Mr. Christopher Dorner has done. They need to start not on that scale, but not taking any shit from any white person or anybody that came off the boat that's not a darker skin, who is a lighter skin color than you. And this is the time where especially black men has to start separating the boys from the men. All right? You ever heard that term before? That term was told to me by my relatives. my uncles. You got to separate the boys from the men. When we were out there working in that field down in South Carolina, when I used to spend my summers down there. But see, I'm going to get into that, separating the boys from the men. Now, I would never play any rap music, especially destructive rap music like I played in the beginning of my music. But I wanted to prove a point to you. Not prove a point, make a point to you guys that this destructive behavior is going to cost us. And what I'm really getting to, and I'm going to get right into it because there was a comment left on one of my old videos. The title of that video was "Black Single Mothers with Multiple Children Equal the Destruction of the Black Family." You can go ahead to that video and see the comment, but I'm just going to read it. I'm not going to shout out the username of the person that made that comment. So I just decided to do it in a sermon, on a special edition of my Sunday sermon on Saturday. She writes, correction. Absent fathers are the reason for the destruction of the black family. No one seems to want to hold men at fault. Well, that's not true. Sister, that's not true. That is not true at all. Matter of fact, we get most of the blame for being absent fathers. We get most of the blame for being bad fathers. When in actuality, these women actually keep these children away from these men. Sex is two people. The mom is 50% responsible. Well, and so is the man. Okay, that I do agree with, even though women have more birth control access to birth control methods, like 21 birth control methods, than just a guy just putting on a condom. I do agree that people look at you weird when you tell them that you're not married and have no kids, especially in the black community. Yeah, that's true. In the black community, they look at you cross-eyed and crazy. Let me go on. To think that you are supposed to have kids now and get married later. Children are not a burden, but they can become a liability in the wrong situation. Well, Sister, I agree with half of what you said in your comments. And I checked out your videos, and it seems like, and maybe I'm not just. I'm just looking at some of your videos for the first time, and maybe it takes me about 3 or 4 videos to actually absorb it. But my first impression is that I think that I'm just going to go out on a limb here and just say, hey, I think that it's just women like you that want to blame men, particularly black men, as the reason for the destruction of the family, for absent fathers as the destruction of the family, without looking at who is picking these men. What kind of woman is picking these men? And that's what the article is all about. You know, when I read that article and that sister was telling the story about how she chose men that were criminals, that was bum-ass niggas, thugs and bum-ass niggas to procreate with. She didn't do it just one time. She went out and had a child with another man, and another child with another man. 2 more with another man. 4 children by 3 different men. Now, that's the point of my video. If you can't afford 1 child, why the hell would you go ahead and have another one? Why would you have 2 more children with 2 more men, knowing that, okay, without even getting married? Without even getting married to one of them. Why? All I'm saying is women like that are not marriage material. I am sorry. And I think brothers like myself should not simp out and marry these women. We shouldn't even be having sex with these women. I mean, we shouldn't really be having sex with them at all. But if you do, go ahead and put a condom on. I strongly suggest you put a condom on when you're sleeping with women like that, with multiple children, because they're not. See, here's the thing. Women like that are reckless. They're reckless with their vagina. Well, they're reckless with their pussy. And let me explain by that what I say reckless, because they don't care who or what goes up in that pussy and ski up in there. And as a result, a baby may be a result of it if you're lucky, if not, no incurable diseases. And then when you get ran through, when you get at an age where you might want to settle down, ain't no man gonna want you. I'm sorry. There's not gonna be. You're not gonna get an electrical engineer. You're not gonna get a doctor. You're not gonna get a lawyer. You're gonna get a simp ass nigga. A nigga that works at Walmart at 40 years old, working at Walmart, or a prison nigga. I mean, these are your choices, young ladies out there that are in that situation. Some might argue that just because I have all these children, I made a mistake, doesn't mean I can't have a good man. Nobody's saying that. All I'm saying is that if you do have a good man in your life, if you do finally manage to land an electrical engineer or a doctor or a lawyer, you should be lucky. You should not be entitled. Okay? You only get what you deserve, what you create for your life. You created a situation. You created a situation where your children will be scarred from having all these different fathers. You got one child that has a nigga in prison, who has a father that's in prison. One is absent, never been around, and then you're going to have one father that's going to be in that child's life. You want to know how hurtful that is? I'm looking into that child's life. These children's life, seeing how that feels, that one of my brothers who has a father, and my father is nowhere to be around. How does that make that child feel? I'm not a psychologist, okay? But somebody, all your child psychologists out there, you let me know, how damaging that is as a child, to having to grow up without a father. There's a lot of men out there in prison. Probably half of them didn't even know their father. Raising these angry children, these destructive children, and you don't even know it. Like that punk-ass bitch down in Atlanta. Why somebody was interviewing her, I don't know, but this was the bitch that got tased by that security guard, which was some funny ass shit. That shit was hilarious. She over here talking shit about it. I don't even go back to that mall. I don't even like him. Well, bitch, you shouldn't be going back to that mall. See, it's like people like that. And somebody's actually sleeping with a bitch like that. Somebody is having sex. Somebody procreated with that bitch. This is the type of women that these prison niggas be creating. This is why I tell black men and black women too, who are worth a damn, y'all gotta start separating yourself from these niggers. There are black people and there are niggers. See, in none of my videos I defend niggerdom or nigger behavior. I don't do videos for prison niggers. I don't do videos for bum-ass niggers, unemployable niggers, crackhead niggers, dope boys. They're not black people. In my eyes, they're not worthy of my advice. They're not worthy of me talking to them. All right? I may say hi and bye. When I'm on the street, I say hi and bye and keep it moving. I'll be cordial to you. But I'm not hanging out with you. I'm not smoking weed with you. I'm not drinking with y'all. Fuck y'all. I ain't getting caught up in that bullshit. I'm 39 years old. I'm too old for that shit. And even if I was 19, I'm too old for that shit. I wouldn't be hanging out with y'all motherfuckers. For what? Why? For what? I'm not looking down on you, but, there comes a point where you can't, if you have something to lose, you shouldn't be hanging out with anybody that has nothing to lose. If you have something to lose in life, you should not be hanging out with people that have something to lose. That's the way I see it. And women like this who are black single mothers with multiple children, they definitely have nothing to lose. That's why they're having all these damn children. So we are paying for them. Look at Angel Adams, right? That idiot down in Tampa, Florida that had all those children. About to have child number 16. 15 children with 3 different niggas. One is in prison. Y'all know the story. This bitch was in a 1-bedroom hotel with 12 children. What kind of a woman like that is capable of raising children? What kind of a woman what kind of a woman would do something like that to these children? And then have the nerve to come on national TV, local TVs, talking crazy about everybody needs to pay for all these children. And guess what happened? The taxpayers down in Tampa, Hillsborough County, Florida, is paying to keep a roof over these children's head and food in their bellies. The basic necessities that this woman is unable to do. And there are a lot of Angel Adams out there, people, on a smaller scale. They have 3 kids by 3 different men. None of the men are in their lives for whatever reason. Either they didn't want to be in their lives, or they can't stand the women, or they can't, or if they want to be in their lives, want to be in the child's life, this punk-ass bitch is up there blocking access. Don't tell me that it doesn't happen, because it does happen. Black men are saying, fuck it. Black men they saying, fuck it. If you're going to make it hard for me to see my child, fuck it. I'll just pay the child support and go on I'll have another one. See, these punk ass bitches just act so goddamn stupid. That's why I'm 39 years old, not trying to have sex or sleep with or have children without marriage, without the benefit of marriage. Well, I'm going to have sex, but I'm not trying to have children without the benefit of marriage. I can't do it. Won't do it. And you shouldn't either. Only responsible people have children together. Should have children together. Men and women together who are responsible should have children together. This is who my audience is geared to. My audience is geared to people who are responsible young men and women who want to be productive members of society, who want to be productive members in their community. I'm not interested in helping the baby makers, the welfare queens, the project bitches, you know, who feed off the government. And then when the government wants to institute policies like welfare to work or drug testing, or I think down in I don't know where it is, but they want, if your child is not attending school, they're going to cut off welfare. Well, they should. It's not an entitlement. Welfare is not an entitlement. And welfare is nothing to be proud of. It shouldn't be anything to be proud of. And it shouldn't be anybody to survive off of it. It's not something that anybody should survive off of. I'm sorry. Till this day, I will never, ever, ever, ever go with that notion that people should survive off of the welfare. It's a cop-out. It's a cop-out to say that there's no jobs. There are jobs. There are jobs that you won't be able to live off of. But what's worse, living off of a job or living off of welfare? You decide. Shit, I'd rather have my own business, but hey, you know, we're moving, and I'm going to do a video about small businesses, that this is going to be the new economy in the next 5 to 10 years. There's going to be more and more people who are losing their jobs, and it's kind of we're at the right time where people should go out and start their own businesses. Our community should not be dependent on other people's economy, other races' economy. And there's a book out there that I'm currently reading, Powernomics, by Dr. Claude Anderson. Everybody should go out there who's an entrepreneur should go out there and get that book. And you'll understand what real racism is all about. And I'm talking about economic racism. Racism as far as a group of people controlling the resources. And black folks, we don't have control over any of the resources that's afforded to us. We're dependent on everybody else. That's why integration actually killed us. We had our own economy. We had our own businesses. We had our own medical facilities. We had everything that we owned. Because of the storm last week, there was a presentation at my alma mater at Long Island University that was going to tell the story of Black Wall Street out in Oklahoma. I'm not going to go deep into that I'm not going to go in deep into it because I didn't get a chance to see it. I'm not going to go deep into the history. You guys got to go ahead and look that up. Google it. Look it up. But I will tell you this, is that, you know, we had our own economy at one point, which was destroyed by some white trash hillbillies who was jealous of it, who was just jealous that we were outperforming the white man. We outsmarted the white man, and they decided to destroy our own community, and never rebuilt, never recovered, never got reparations for it from the government. Those people never got reparations for losing everything that they got. But here, we go out and protest in the streets just because some white man called a basketball team, a women's basketball team, nappy-headed hoes. And that white man got his job back at a different station. We waste our time on bullshit. And we don't even see the big picture. We don't see that there's a change in paradigm coming. Well, listen, gang, I'm going to get ready to go to the gym. But I'll be back with another video later on. This is Talking Crazy 88. And I am out of here, people.